It was a little past 4 in the afternoon when I stepped out of the notary's office. The envelope pressed against my chest like it held my heartbeat. My name is Alana Holden, 72, retired accountant, widow, and sister to the kindest man who ever lived, Samuel Hart. I had just signed papers confirming that Samuel left me 3 apartments in Portland and a small house by the coast. The air smelled like salt and sunshine, and for the first time in years, I felt seen again. Hook 1. But what if the family waiting at home wasn't happy for you, but planning to take it all away? I wanted to tell my son Jack and his wife Hannah the news, to see their faces light up, proud, maybe relieved that we'd all be comfortable now. The drive home felt like a dream. The trees shimmered in late summer light. I hummed an old tune Samuel used to whistle. At a red light, I looked at the envelope on the seat, tracing the seal. It wasn't the money. It was Samuel's faith that I could still start again. I pictured Jack smiling, Hannah hugging me, all of us having dinner without tension. When I pulled into the driveway, the house looked peaceful. Curtains fluttered. Coffee smelled fresh. I let myself in quietly, wanting to surprise them. But halfway down the hall, I heard voices from the living room. Jack slow, nervous. Then Hannah sharp, smooth. She was talking about medical tests, paperwork. I leaned closer, thinking insurance. Then her words hit clear. Hook 2. What if the people you raised were about to declare you crazy, just to steal your future? She said it was easy to prove memory loss at my age, that forgetfulness could be documented, and once papers were filed, guardianship would come in weeks. Jack's voice shook. He asked if it was necessary. Hannah said it was for my own good, that I'd be cared for once accounts were combined. I gripped the wall. My throat went dry. Pulse loud in my ears. Guardianship. Accounts. Confusion. They spoke like I was a stranger. Not the mother who raised Jack alone after his dad died, who paid every bill, fixed every fever, held every broken heart. Jack whispered he didn't want to hurt me. Hannah cut him off. If we don't act now, the house will be gone. Once she's declared unfit, we protect her assets. Protect. That word burned. I pressed the envelope tighter, edges cutting my palm. I heard her spoon clink against her mug as she listed steps like a business deal. I couldn't move. The air thick with betrayal. My own son. My daughter-in-law, who I welcomed like family. They weren't planning care. They were planning my erasure. The woman they described was weak, lost, dependent. But that wasn't me. Not yet. Not ever. I straightened. Smoothed my hair. Then I pushed open the door, smiling. Coffee hit strong and bitter. Jack looked startled, guilt flashing. Hannah stayed calm, practiced. I said I'd just come from the notary, that it was a good day. My voice sounded cheerful, though my heart raced. Hannah nodded, asked if all went well. I said yes, Samuel was always precise. I watched her eyes shift, calculating. Jack mumbled about fresh coffee, hands shaking. I sat, smiling, pretending not to notice. I asked about their day, their weekend. It felt like a play where everyone knew their lines but me. Inside, I was rewriting the script. My hand stayed on the envelope in my lap, its weight keeping me real. I realized family trust might have been borrowed all along. I wasn't ready to cry. Not angry yet. Just clear. Something in me had shifted. When I went to my room, I saw myself from earlier. I caught my reflection. The woman looking back was calm, but her eyes were sharp, alive. Survival doesn't start with a scream. Sometimes it starts with silence. And earlier. I placed the envelope on the nightstand and sat 50. I turned on the lamp and opened Samuel's letter. His handwriting careful, steady, smelling faintly of cedar. He wrote with love, proud of my quiet strength after loss. Then his tone changed. He warned, people change when money enters. Trust only those who earn it, not demand it. He said his lawyer, Alonzo Pierce, had everything protected until I decided next. He ended, love without respect is not love. The words hit like cold rain. Samuel had seen it coming. I pressed the letter to my chest, tears stinging. He knew betrayal might come from home. I read it again and again. Memories clicked, Jack asking me to sign business papers, Hannah saying I overthought, that my mind tired easy. How she took my banking app because it was confusing. How my friend stopped calling after she screened my phone. Each piece fit now. I folded the letter carefully, tears smudging ink. The clock said 11:56. I heard Samuel's voice, 11:56 p.m. Alana. Precision matters. That made me smile through pain. By morning, grief turned sharp, strong. I sat at the kitchen table with cold coffee and opened a notebook. On the first page, record of truth. I listed every odd moment, every lie, every control that seemed small then. Hannah handling my mail. Jack hiding tax receipts. Ink-filled pages. Strength returned, word by word. I called Nancy, my oldest friend. Her voice cracked when she knew it was me. She said Hannah told her I was unwell, barely remembered people. I told her everything. She was quiet, then said she always felt something off. We agreed, brief, quiet calls. If no word in 10 days, go to police. That afternoon, Hannah scheduled a brain evaluation, all sweet smiles. Routine, she said. To keep me sharp. I saw the plan in her eyes. I smiled back. Wonderful idea. My voice steady. If they thought I was slipping, they'd relax. I needed that. Sometimes you protect yourself by letting them think you're small. That evening on the porch, sea breeze on my face, I thanked Samuel. He gave me more than homes. He gave me time to wake up. Before bed, I wrote one line, pretend to sleep. Listen more. Wait until day 10, then act. I closed the book under my pillow. The ocean hummed beyond walls. I wasn't the weak woman they imagined. I was preparing for quiet war, with patience, truth, and strength born from threat. The night before the doctor, I heard footsteps at 11:30. Lamp off. I listened. Hannah's voice cold. She'd mixed sedative in my tea so I'd seem confused. Jack hesitated. She said it was the only way to fix money problems. I froze, heart pounding. When silence returned, I called Alonzo. Near midnight, he answered calm. Pack essentials. Leave now. Meet at Harbor, 1:15 a.m. I took wallet, documents, Samuel's letter, notebook. Slipped on coat. Left without sound. Ocean wind sharp, salty rainy. I walked fast, hailed a taxi. At Harbor Inn, he gave in silently. In the room, I held the envelope, rain tapping glass. Knock at 1:15. Alonzo. He said I was safe. We reviewed papers. At dawn, to his office. Notary waiting. By sunrise, all in my name. That morning, police report, attempted elder fraud. Officer called me brave. I felt tired, but strength growing. 3 days later, they filed for guardianship. Hearing set. I told Alonzo, I want to face them. Courthouse smelled of rain, old wood. Hannah in blue, perfect posture. Jack pale. Their lawyer called me unstable, wandering at night. Alonzo rose, calm. She says freedom suits me, I look younger. I say it's not youth. It's peace. We talk recipes, books. Ordinary, now extraordinary. One day, letter from Jack. Remorse. Greed, twisted love. Wish to start again. I read twice. Felt sorrow, relief. Wrote back, I forgive. But forgiveness isn't return. Wish you peace. My life now see, mornings me. Next evening, shore walk. Sun sinking gold, rose. Tide cool around ankles. In hands, old notebook, pages fluttering. I whispered, I'm free. Waves took my words. For first time in long life, silence felt like home.